4:45, and I am off on my first extreme day trip. So I found these out. I was just talking to one of my friends, Charlie, and we were just talking about, like, how many places I'd like to see, where I'd like to go and stuff. She said, "Do you know there's an actual website for that kind of thing?" I was like, okay. So there's a Facebook group with like over 240,000 people in it, and these things are a thing. Everybody sort of like gets the first flight out in the morning and the last flight out in the evening. So yeah, I'm off to Belfast today. So I thought I'd start easy with my first EDT, as they call them, extreme day trip. So I thought I'd start easy. I'm flying to Belfast. I've always wanted to go to Belfast to the Titanic Museum, so I'm very excited. These trips are supposed to be budget, so of course the flight only cost me £27, I think. It was really, really cheap. I'll put the exact price along the bottom. Flying with Ryanair from Stansted, so it's 1 hour and 15 from here. I'm parking at the Radisson hotel, which is right next to it. I've done that through Just Park. Reserved a space there, so literally I can just walk to the terminal. That was £25, so it's a bit expensive. And then obviously the bougie part is the Titanic. That was another £25, but I couldn't go all that way and not do it. So very excited, although I have been told that the shops don't open till 1 o'clock. So hopefully there'll be some cafes open, but I'm sure the hop on or hop off bus starts at 10 o'clock. So I might jump on that for the day. My slot for the Titanic Museum is at 2 o'clock. So yeah, it's a cold morning out there, so I've got my thermals on, got my long jacket, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So let's head to the airport. Don't know if you can see that, but it's a mighty nippy one this morning, -5. I'm all frosted over, so I need to defrost the car and then we'll be on our way. It is absolutely freezing. It's -6 now, so I apologise if my hand is shaking, but it's absolutely freezing. So I found the car park. It's quite a far way away. When I went to France with my mum, actually no, it's not. It's probably at a different entrance, so that's quite handy. But yeah, so I've parked up. I think it's £25 for the 24 hours, whereas the short stay was like nearly 60 quid. So I'm so sorry if I'm shaking. It's so cold. Oh, I had to put my hat on, it's absolutely freezing. So I went into reception and said, do I need to do anything? It said no, because it's all done on the app. You don't need to pay anything, you don't need to put your registration anywhere. Should be absolutely fine. So that's handy. And it's literally just a couple of minute walk up to the terminal. So, God, I can't believe how cold it is. Oh. I think there's going to be lots of sitting. I bought my Kindle, so I think there's going to be lots of sitting in cafes and stuff to keep warm today. But hey, it's an adventure, isn't it? So let's go into the airport and see how we go. And we are in the terminal. Oh, it's a lot warmer in here. It's actually quite quiet than when I came in here with Mum last year. So you've got food and things over there. I'm not used to Stansted Airport, I'm used to Gatwick. So check-in done, security and departures. So I presume we just head straight down to security and departures. I've got just over 2 hours. I wasn't sure what the traffic would be like, so I didn't want to get here too late. So I've got my Kindle, as I say, so I can just sit and read for a bit. I did bring breakfast with me as well. I've got a couple of little pre-packaged pan of chocolates. So yeah, it's a smaller airport as well, so obviously Ryanair mainly dominate this airport. It's 1 hour and 15 from me, so it's quite a local airport, which is nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm nervous because obviously it's a flight, but I am excited still, and I'm guessing it'll probably be delayed, because if it's -6 outside, they're going to need to defrost the aeroplane. So yeah, let's go through security and I'll see you on the other side. Well, it was a good job I did leave myself extra time, because security was ridiculous. They were checking loads and loads of bags, and of course my coat got flagged. There's nothing in the pockets, nothing anywhere. Made sure I did it. My bag with all my electricals and everything in it, no, didn't get flagged. So it's taken like 20 minutes just to get my tote checked to say, oh yeah, there is nothing in it, it shouldn't have got flagged. Hey ho, good job I left myself lots of extra time. So it's now about 5:45. I'm just going through duty free, because you have to walk through the middle of it all here, I think. I'm going to sit for a bit and read my book, so I'll catch up with you shortly. For anybody coming to Stansted, here is a look at the gates, where they are. It tells you if you've got to get a train or not, or if you can walk to it. and then it shows you where all the different shops and stuff are as well. You do have to walk through duty free like I thought, which you do in most airports now. So we're going to walk through, out. It isn't actually as busy as I thought it would be. It wasn't certainly not as busy as Luton is, but then it is only 5:45 in the morning, but they all tend to go really, really early. So yeah, let's walk through and go from there. It is coming up to 5:27 and the gate has just been called, so I was just looking for the gates. So the gates are all in one direction in Stansted. Some of them you have to get a little train on. I'm in gate 30 and 1 to 39 you have to get on a little tram. So I'm going to get on there now. So I won't be getting on the shuttle because the shuttle is broken. I've got to go to gate 87 and then climb up to 30, something like that. So it looks like it's walking for me. Oh, the moon's massive tonight. You can see all the, I don't know if you can see because of the reflection, but all the Ryanair planes out there, ready to go. And we're going to walk through that walkway there. So I've come out of the airport, which is just behind me over here, and the 300 bus is the bright blue bus, Airport Express, and it's £13.50 return, and you can pay cash or card, I believe, probably card, but there's a machine there, but I'm not sure if I can pay the driver as well, so we'll find out. So I am on the bus. As I said, it is an Airport Express. I think there's about 4 or 5 stops, but it goes from basically airport to central, and it's £13.50 return. And you can pay card and cash on the bus, or there's a ticket machine. Obviously I've just paid for the bus drive when I got here. You keep your ticket and you show your ticket on the way back. Now I think on a Sunday it runs every half an hour. I'm not sure what time till late, but my flight home is at 9:45, so I need to be back here at 7:45. But the seats are really nice. It's like leather type seats. It's quite posh for UK standards anyway. So yeah, I think it takes about 30-40 minutes. I'll update that when I get there, and then I'll see once I get into the centre what I'm going to do from there. It's not really showing up on the camera video, to be honest, but it's very foggy in Belfast today. As we were flying in over the field, you could see where it's laying over the fields. So I'm going to do the hop-on, hop-off bus. Well, I'm not sure actually. I'm going to get to the town centre and see what's in the town centre, because my Titanic is at 2 o'clock. So if I can have a wander around the town centre, find a nice little cafe to sit in for half an hour and read a book, I might do that, because the hop-on, hop-off is 20 quid. So but yeah, it's quite, you can see out the front better. It's very foggy. So I haven't really have a clue where I'm going. I came out of the Grand Central Station. There's a sightseeing bus that's just gone past me. And it's just stopping up here, so I'm hoping I can jump on that as long as it doesn't go past or doesn't move by the time I get there. I have found a Greggs. There was a big old M&S food hall in the train station as well, so that's quite handy. I can maybe get a sandwich there to eat on the bus on the way back to the airport, because obviously and he's just gone, so I'm not going to get on that one. Yeah, so I think the easiest thing, because it's so foggy, is to jump on the bus basically. I can do the hop on, hop off, get off where I want to. It stops at the Titanic Museum as well, and I've got that this afternoon, so I think that's probably the easiest thing to do, to navigate my way around for now, and go from there. So hopefully there will be another one shortly. Okay, so I've decided to scrap the sightseeing bus because it's £20 for the whole day, 10 till 6, but then I'm going to be in the Titanic Museum for a good couple of hours. I want to get some lunch somewhere, so I've had a look around and I'm sort of seeing where I can walk to. I'm going to walk up to the City Hall first, because that's got a big Belfast sign, and I'm going to have sort of wander around from there. I may see if I can find a cafe to sit in, just to have a bit of cake, obviously, and to sort of plan a route for the morning. as you can see, I was very underprepared. The only thing I had booked was the Titanic Museum, and that's it. So I didn't really prepare this trip at all. Having looked at it, I would like to come back and hire a car, because there's a place called the Giant's Causeway, and these trees as well that were in Game of Thrones. Not that I watched that, but the trees like are all overhanging and like all twisted and stuff, and they look really cool. So I'd like to come back and do that. So I think what I'll do today is just sort of have a wander around, just chill, find somewhere to sit for a while, and then do the Titanic Museum, come back, find somewhere for dinner, and then go from there. So yeah, that's the plan. I was wandering around far too aimlessly, so I'm going to get on the sightseeing bus. Yes, it was 20 quid, but it gives me something to do for the next couple of hours, because I really didn't know what I was doing, where I was going, and I was walking down a few questionable streets, so I was a little bit worried about that. So yeah, I'm going to jump on the bus and have a tour around and see where I come. Okay, I'm looking a bit draggled because obviously I'm taking my hat on and off, so you know. So this tour leaves at 11:30. As I said, it was £20 for the tour, but you can do it all day long, so you could pretty much do just this. It does stop at the Titanic Museum, so I can pretty much do a loop round to there, I would have thought. The guy did say it's about a 20-minute walk, so I may do he said it's an hour and 15 to do a whole loop, so I may do a whole loop, get off and then walk. It's about a 25-minute walk. So yeah, I just think this is going to be an easier way for me to see some of the city, because I haven't made a plan. It's stupid. I was just too excited to do my first extreme day trip. I was like, yeah, I want to do it. So I didn't make a plan, apart from the Titanic Museum. I knew that's what I wanted to do, because I've always wanted to go there. I love everything Titanic, so I'll probably be out there for a good couple of hours. I'm hoping once I finish there at say 4, I can then find somewhere for something to eat, because everywhere opens here at 1 till 6 apparently here. So yeah, so I'll sit on this for a little bit, warm up for a little bit, although it is a very bog standard old bus. It's not, yeah, considering the price you pay, I've expected a little bit more luxury, like the 300 bus I got from the from the airport, but it's fine. It's something to do. So yeah, let's go along and see what happens. Hat has gone back on because it's very, very cold. So that was interesting. It was very, very heavy on the troubles and the IRA and the bombing and stuff like that, and took us around all the city and gave us like a tour of the city, but he was very, very focused on all that kind of stuff. Showed us like the Peace Wall and where that was and where it was built. And you can see a lot of the city is covered in graffiti artwork and stuff for it. So it's very, very clever and really talented people. But yeah, I'm glad I did it. I have now got back off at just before the Titanic Museum, because I've come to the SSE Arena. So the SSE Arena is home to the Belfast Giants. Any of you hockey fans will know that the Belfast Giants are in the EIHL, so it's the league above what the Phantoms are in, and they're second in the league. So I thought I couldn't come all this way and not come and, you know, take a picture with the hockey puck and obviously where they are, so where they play. So yeah, very exciting. So I am now walking through the Titanic Quarter, is what they call it, and they've got, if I turn you around, see the yellow arch over there, which is the H&W. So there's 2 original ones still for Harlan and Wolff, who were obviously the original shipbuilders. You can just see the other one peeking out just there. They're the original shipbuilders, and apparently you can fit the Statue of Liberty under there. They are that tall. So yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, so the Titanic exhibition is just there in front of me, the big silver building. And the SSS Caroline is on the left-hand side as well, so I'm going to walk past that. I do actually want to go over there and take a quick picture, but I don't know if I'll get across the road. So apparently this was used as a, it's a nomadic. Somebody said it was the SS Caroline. I lied. So this used to be in France apparently, and it was used as a floating restaurant, and they got it back here to the original Titanic site, because it's a sister ship apparently, and this is one of the ships that went out and started bringing people back. So yeah, that's why I was here. So that's pretty impressive. Imagine in those flats though that are being built behind them, and then you've got a few of the Titanic exhibition. I'd be pretty happy with that, but I bet they cost a pretty penny. I don't know what that is down there. There might be a sign a bit further up, but look at the old ship hull. That is so cool. Sitting in it's like, I think that's like the mechanics, isn't it, to when they're building them and stuff. It's all rotted and what have you. That is pretty cool though. So I'm not going completely crazy. There is an HMS Carolina, or Caroline, but I'm not sure where that is. But the boat behind me is nomadic. But I don't know what the... oh, here we go. So, Hamilton Dock Cajun, one of the largest ever held in the Hamilton Docks was the HMS... Oh, so this is the HMS Caroline. So this poor thing that's left is the HMS Caroline. The Hamilton Dock is the oldest graving dock on this site of the River Logan, built in 1864-1867 on the newly created Queen Island, formed from the excavation works and straightened the River Logan. It would help if I was actually filming the sign so you could see what it says. So yeah, this is basically an old dock, a graving dock, so it's obviously been here for quite a while. Oldest remaining Harland and Wolff constructions, and is actually a vessel given the hull number 50 in Harland and Wolff shipping register. So the Cajun is actually a dock, the original dock gate, and sits at the other end of the Hamilton Dock. Ah, there you go. There's not a lot left of it now though. That red building in front of me is actually the Titanic Hotel. I would love to stay in there, but obviously I'm not staying today. It's just a there and back for today, but if I come again I would love to stay in there. And then over there is the museum. Yee! So there are 6 levels. You've got car park, ticket information, Titanic store, which obviously we're going in there, the gallery and a bistro, Titanic Belfast experience, Andrews Gallery, education suite, Titanic suite, the Olympic suite, the Britannic suite, and the bridge. Can't wait, I'm so excited for this. So I went into the gift shop first because obviously I'm probably going to be a couple of hours in here, so I didn't know how long obviously it is open till. Of course I made a purchase. I got a pin and I got a hoodie. Got a tin as well. It's got fudge in it, but I can use the tin for stuff afterwards. So yeah, I love Titanic. So I've just I've got a 2 o'clock ticket, but it's only 10:02 and she's let me in now already. So I've got to go and join the queue and go on in. So yeah, looking forward to it. So this is the graving dock that we saw sort of like some of outside, and apparently it's ship repairs. That's what it's for. So not where they come to die.
Early dinner. Before the gentleman tried to talk, John at Pierpoint Morgan, through his shipping firm, the International Mercantile Marine Company. But I thought he built British ships. They fly the British flag, James, and they shall be constructed in our finest shipyard by our most skilled craftsmen. Always that way when Mr. Disney comes into the church. And so, there's also Mr. Disney are eminent men. Colin the Wolf is the world's greatest shipbuilder, and the White Star Line is the jewel of the Atlantic service. Tanner rules the waves. I hear Cunard's after that. Great Leviathans acting as ambassadors for the Empire. British ships go with American money. What else the world coming to? That's not the word to be right to wonder, James. I don't suppose either of us will ever be privileged to travel in such magnificent surroundings.
So I've come up a level and there's a shipyard ride, so it says to do it or not to do it. Well, of course we're going to do it, aren't we? So yeah, let's go.
I came in here the day after my 14th birthday, Harland and Wolff. That's where you worked in Belfast. My dad got me my start, then my brothers after me. You could hear the noise from where we lived, but nothing prepared you for the size of the place. They put me to work in 401, that's what we called her. We knew she'd be the largest passenger ship in the world, but we didn't call her Titanic then. I was there from the beginning. I watched the shipwrights lay the keel blocks. They set big wooden blocks on the slipway to start with, then the keel atop of that, like a backbone, and the frames attached to that, like a skeleton. Workshops everywhere. It took weeks to find your way around. There'd be workshops for every trade you ever heard of. Painters, sailmakers, coppersmiths, boiler makers, cabinet makers. I even learned a bit about French polishing off them. Harlebus was a fine place to work, but dangerous. Every ship cost a life, and there'd be lots of injuries besides. I was in the engine works for a while. Very well equipped it was. That's where we built the triple expansion engines. 2 of them, each as high as a 3-story house. I worked in the frame bending shop. You'd heat steel beams in the furnace, then hook them onto slabs of cast iron and hammer them curved. It was skilled work. You had to bend them more than you needed because the frame straightened out a little when it cooled. The shell plates that made up the hull weighed up to 4.5 tons. They were taller than the da. The plates were overlapped on the edges. Some were raised, one after another. We called it clincher. One of the foremen told me years ago, that's how you built these ships. I worked as a heater boy. You had to heat the rivets on a wee plate. You pump the bellows till the rivet was white hot. Then you get a hold of it with your tongs and throw it up to the catcher. And he put it in the hole in the plate with a holder up. There were 2 of us on the other side of the plate with a holder up. We had to hammer the rivet so it filled the hole before it turned dull red. The double bottom. That's a wee space we called the tanks, made up of steel plates. The rest of the rivet squad all had to fit into that gap. One of the foremen would check each rivet with a special hammer. If it made a ringing sound, we'd have to get back and chase it out after work. I'd get scared working down in that double bottom. You only had candles for light. And the constant hammering against the shell plates. You could hear it all over Belfast. Some of those boys ended up stone deaf, so did it. We were paid 31 bob a week. The heater boy and catcher got 16 bob, but we all worked the same 54 hours. The upper deck was steel too, and part of the strength of the ship. There's no straight lines in a ship, and when you look down the other deck, you can see the shear of the hull to stop the reflection at sea. The stern frame had to be strong enough to take the rudder turning in heavy seas. You'd have all these timbers and guy wires to steady the frame, and men scurrying around like ants underneath. When we came to launch day, I was torn between pride and fear. The standing ways were coated in tallow, train oil and soft soap. So the ship would slide when they shifted her weight off the blocks. That was the most dangerous part. When the shipwrights were knocking away the last props. They were under compression, you see, and the sliding ways would be released by the hydraulic trigger.
Well, that was cool. It kind of like took you, I hope you can hear me, I haven't got my microphone on, so it took you like through the shipbuilding and how they built it and where like the rivets and what they earned and all that kind of thing. Obviously you would have seen it if you watched it all. Sounds really clever. So yeah, onwards. For you, those of you that love a fact, 3 million rivets were used on Titanic. How crazy is that? Can you imagine? So the white block in front of the ship is the museum, and then it kind of shows you where the ship would sit, and it would have sat literally right out there where those poles are. So cool. get a better look now of this is the shipyard and the red poles you can see out there. It's the original poles that the Titanic was built on. Wow. Look at the size of it as well.
April 1912, she carried out a series of maneuvers in open water under the watchful eye of Board of Trade Inspector Francis Carruthers. Then, at 8 p.m. that evening, she departed Belfast for Southampton. Deepwater ocean dock, covering almost 16 acres and dredged to a depth of 40 feet. England's premier passenger port was flourishing, with new shops, restaurants and businesses open to service the growing passenger trade, and job opportunities open.
From the boat, like 3 or 4 decks down. Frankly, I'm never likely to forget the sight of that cold, greenish water creeping step by step up that stairway.
The ship was now sinking fast, but the crowds on deck were quite calm. Our whole trouble was in getting away as quickly as possible, otherwise our boat would be pulled down on the ship. During all this time, the ship's piano was kept playing, and the strains of Nearer My God to Thee could be clearly heard as the stern of the great ship was raised in the air.
Well, that was an absolutely amazing experience. As you can see by the hat and everything, I'm back out here again. I know hats look absolutely ridiculous on me, but it's freezing. That was amazing. Yes, it was 25 quid, but to me, being a Titanic fan and avid follower in that, it was well worth the money. It's like spread over lots of different floors. It's not just the story of the Titanic either. It's all about Harland and Wolff, how they came to be, the town, like the linen mills, everything, not just, you know, and then you get to the Titanic and there's like all different stories and like survivors and people who perished, and yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. Really, really cool. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm now just coming outside to this area. Let me turn you around. So this area here, which we saw from upstairs, which is the original poles from where they launched it. It kind of gives you, so we were up there looking out down here, and it gives you the sort of like idea of the size of the area. Absolutely ridiculous. And you can see the big yellow Harland and Wolff crane thingies. I don't know what the gates, I don't know what they're called actually, in the background. And as I said earlier, apparently the Statue of Liberty will fit underneath it. It doesn't look it from back here, but I think as you get closer up, it's crazy how big they are. It's just starting to get dark now as well, so the lights are starting to come on. So yeah, basically the Titanic, the hull of it, I think it's called, fit in there. And these are the actual poles from then. How crazy is that? I can actually walk through the middle of here. The Titanic was actually here. It's like one of those things with the castles. When I go to castles and I can touch the walls that were built in 10 something or other, I can actually come in here and I can touch the area where the Titanic was. The Titanic's set up against these beams. It just blows my mind. My teeny tiny mind is blown. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, crazy. Can you imagine being here? Because obviously there's slipways just there, just underneath where the water is. Can you imagine being here? All those hundreds of thousands of people that were here and saw it off on its maiden voyage. Yeah, I can't. I really can't. Also, I don't know if you can make it out because it's quite, well, it seems far away, but it's not from here. Titanic Studios, apparently everything that was something to do in Game of Thrones was filmed in there. So he did tell us what parts when we were on the tour, but I can't remember. But everything that around that part, I can't remember. You can tell I wasn't paying attention. Was filmed in Titanic Studios. Apparently the director likes to have the doors open when they're filming. So you can imagine going past on the bus. There they are, filming away. Hi, Kit Harrison. So that would have been cool. Look at me knowing my names. That'd have been cool, wouldn't it? So yeah, everything that was filmed in there. Game of Thrones. A little bit of knowledge for you peoples. And there you go. The throne from Game of Thrones. So there you go. I made one of those once for a birthday cake. And here is the riverway. I think they call it a riverway. I'm not too sure, to be honest, that the Titanic would have sailed out on. So it's coming up to about 4:30. I am going to take a walk back into the town. It's going to take me about half an hour. I've got to get on a bus around about 6:30, 7 o'clock to get back to the airport. Flight is at 9:45, so I need to be there obviously 2 hours before. And it's like, what, a 45-minute bus ride. So yeah, I'm going to get probably like the 6:30, 7 bus. I'm going to walk back through the Cathedral Quarter, I think it's called, and there's sort of like bars and restaurants and stuff there. I'm going to try and get some dinner before I jump on the bus to the airport, and just have a wander around as the city takes tonight. It's been good. It's been good. I wish I had researched it a bit more, so I could have been a bit more prepared rather than just like, what do I do? I knew I was doing the Titanic, but that was pretty much it. So I wish I'd researched it better. But yeah, it's still been very enjoyable, and I've enjoyed my first extreme day trip, or my first EDT as they call them. My next one next month is Copenhagen. So I've got Copenhagen next month and I've got Geneva the month after. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those. But yeah, it's been a good day, and 27 quid for the flights. You can't go wrong for that, can you? You know, I've been a bit bougie with obviously the Titanic Museum, with 25 quid, and the hop on hop off bus was 20 quid, but I didn't really utilise that as much. I kind of like panicked and, you know, needed something to do. So if I'd had a day to do it, I could have stopped off at all the different places it stopped off. But unless, like I said earlier, it was very much heavy on the troubles and the bombings and the shootings and stuff, and rather than like more of the sights and things. I would have liked to have gone up to the castle. I would like to go up to the Giant's Causeway. So I think if I come back again, I would hire a car and drive out. I think that would probably be you can get a hire car for what, 25 quid for a day. So I think that would be the option going forward. So yeah, let's head back into town. I have walked back over the bridge. So I've come from over there. You can see just in the distance the yellow Harland and Wharf. So I've walked all the way from over there, and I'm just walking back down now into the town centre. Now this apparently is the Leaning Tower of Belfast. So if you can see, the clock is slightly on the lean. Apparently it's because it's built on marshes or wetland or something like that. So I think that's obviously the, what do you call them, foundations underneath aren't quite right. So yes, the Leaning Tower of Belfast, although it doesn't look too leaning on the camera, but it does a bit in real life. So this is quite a good touristy thing apparently, with the lights and the umbrellas. So have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Very pretty. So as you can see, I'm back at the bus station. I wandered from the Titanic Museum back into the town centre. God, I look bedraggled now as well. It's like really misty and it's wet. It's not raining, it's just misty, so of course I look bedraggled. So yeah, I wandered back from the Titanic into the town centre, went to the where the umbrellas were, but there's quite a lot of people there, so I felt a bit silly taking photos on my own. But I did, and then I went to McDonald's and had a Happy Meal because I really couldn't be bothered to go anywhere else. And I'm feeling it now, knackered. Although I had like half an hour kip on the plane over here, getting up past 3 at my age. And I want to do one of these once in a month. Yeah, I'm going to though because you only live once. So yeah, the next train, I'm in my bus. My flight isn't until 9:45, but I've had enough. I don't really want to keep walking around town. I don't really know where I am. Considering it's a Sunday, it's very busy in town with lots of parties and groups out. So yeah, I didn't want to keep wandering around. So the next bus is at 6 o'clock. That'll get me to the airport for 6:45. Flight's at 9:45, so I'll just sit and chill in the airport, read my Kindle. Yeah, it's been a really good day though. I've really enjoyed it. For my first extreme day trip, I think Belfast was a good choice because obviously they speak English, so I knew if I needed help I could ask someone. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I'll do like a full breakdown of how much it cost me for everything, and obviously I'm going to do some reels and stuff as well, so keep an eye out on my Instagram. But yeah, just wait for the bus, 15 minutes, and then we'll head back to the airport. I am at the airport. The bus dropped me off fine. It really is a good service, literally right outside the airport. £13.50 return in the city centre. Really, really good. 45 minutes it was, so really good service, that one. It's the number 300 if anybody needs to know. Security was a nightmare. It took half an hour to get through here because they have both sides open but they only have one scanner and loads of people trying to get through, so that was really slow. Didn't get stopped this time though. Everything went through absolutely fine. You don't have to take the liquids, phones, iPads, laptops or anything out here. They just say leave it all in, so that's good. It's very much like Luton, where Stansted obviously hasn't caught up yet. Flight is delayed till 10:15, so half an hour at the moment, so I probably won't get home probably till 1:30 in the morning. But that's fine, I'm not at work tomorrow, so I will just be chilling. I've just picked myself up a sandwich to take onto the plane. Apart from that, I'm just going to sit and read for a bit. As I say, I didn't really fancy wandering around Belfast for much longer. So I just thought I might as well get here, chill. It's 7:30 now anyway, so hopefully they'll be boarding in just over an hour and a bit. And hopefully it'll be a quiet plane back and I can spread out a bit again. Probably not, but it's only an hour anyway, even if it isn't. So yeah, I'm going to chill. I don't know if I'll film anything after this until I get back to the car. I'm quite expecting that I'm going to have to defrost the car because let's have a look and see what the temperature is at home. Does not want to load, but it was -6 this morning. Couldn't believe that. No, it's not working. So I'm expecting it's in the minuses. It seemed to have warmed up here in the evening for some reason. But it's been a really, really good day. I'm so pleased to have done this and I'm looking forward to doing more. As I say, I should be scouring Skyscanner now for April onwards, although April I've got Disney World at the end of April for a week and into May, so we'll see if we can get them cheap enough, like £30 return, then yeah, I'm going. So yeah, let's just chill for a bit and I'll catch up with you later. 10 minutes late boarding, so we're definitely not going to go on time, but we are literally just getting on the plane now. It's about 5 to 10. It's a full flight as well. There's a lot of people on this one, so I will be sandwiched. But there's the plane. We're about to get on, so I will say goodbye for now, and I will see you in Stansted. Finally back. Mission. So the flight was about 20 minutes, half an hour delayed. We seemed to make that up in the air. And it took ages for them to bring the stairs. Although the good thing was I had a set through between two of us, so I had the window and then you had the arms, so that was handy. And then because obviously the shuttle wasn't working, although it was when we got off, they bussed us to the terminal. They literally bussed us to the furthest possible place ever. And then we all had to walk literally the length of the airport to get back anywhere. So that was fun. Anyway, I'm not going to get home till about 1 o'clock because it is late now. But that's fine. Hopefully the roads will be quiet this time in the morning or this time at night. So I've got a Kit Kat. I don't know if Kit Kats have nuts or not, because they said about that if you've got a severe nut allergy, there's somebody who has severe nut allergies who couldn't have anything. So I was like, do they have nut allergies? I do not know. Does it have nuts? I do not know. I'm rambling now because I'm absolutely exhausted and I want to go to bed. So yeah, I am going to drive home. I'll probably catch up with you tomorrow to decompress and de-journey or whatever it is. I need to try and find how to get back to the Radisson Blue, which I think is over here, and go home. So I will catch you probably tomorrow. So I am conscious that I didn't finish the Belfast vlog. It's now probably a month later, but you pretty much know everything I paid for the flights, the Titanic Museum, and the bus, the hop on hop off bus that I did. Yeah, the other stuff I just sort of munched away as I was around there. So yeah, it was really, really good. I'm glad I chose Belfast for my first EDT because it was easy to do. It was UK still, and they spoke English, so it was a good one to start me off. My next one obviously is Copenhagen, which I'm off to tomorrow, so that will be coming after my New York trip. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the world one day at a time, as they say. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon.